The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Hilarious. She said, "Here we go, guys." as if that was like that was a 5, 4, 3.
Right.
Here we go, guys. I don't know what that means. How you doing? I'm Lewis Dix.
TDP.
What's the name of the show?
In a Man's World. Tighten up your belts.
It's so funny. I had an audition yesterday, and it was for.
Did you get it?
I don't know. I'm just hoping. One step at a time. I'm hoping for a callback. It was a commercial audition for lactate, and I drink lactate. I drank lactate, so I'm like feeling this.
Go deeper.
Yeah, I'm feeling this. So now the character guy is going to be next to the guy that's already on that commercial. Okay. The white guy. He's going to be his friend.
Oh, okay.
So afterwards, they had to take a full shot and ask me my height and my weight.
What'd you tell him?
5'11", 3/4 and 178. Mm-hmm. I'm really like 175,
but then height.
I'm really 5'11", 3/4. That was the last time I was measured in college.
So with heels, how tall are you?
6'2".
Oh, okay.
Depends on the color. They're red bottoms.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, those give you a little more height.
Yeah.
So as you see, Jeff is under the weather. We found that out.
Yeah.
And Dannon, I'm sure, is probably doing another Your Honor.
Oh,
that was quick.
That was
very quick.
That was rude.
Good for you, taking up.
Then she leaned back to I got a good one, guys.
Yeah, it's a puff.
Yeah.
It is, it was a nice sneaks. A little bright for you.
He's old.
Yeah, I mean, you're normally a tone color guy. But
wow.
The lime green.
Fashion police now?
Yeah, it's a nice little hookup, though. A nice little hookup. You can always tell when somebody get some new Because when you put it on the girl, she had to get you sneaks or a nice sweat jacket. For some reason, that's the gift for when you give good to women.
You're a snitch.
They buy you either a nice hat.
On the next 48
watch. Oh, you must have. Whoa. You put it on that girl.
Damn.
Yeah, or the guy, whoever guys buy.
Paul, I'm feeling uncomfortable.
I'm feeling a certain way how was your week?
Oh, I'm alive. Great.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm with you on that. I feel good that I'm here, that I'm functioning. That thing that's true about be careful that when you look at somebody else's life and you want that life, and you realize that life is not as great as you thought it was.
That part.
That person is not as happy as they look. Because if you go by Facebook, everybody's killing it. Everybody's doing great, unless somebody just got their wings.
In the immortal words of Chris Brown, that grass ain't green on the other side.
It's just, and it's interesting because we're at a point now. I know. I don't. Someone told me today you can strive for happiness as opposed to. There's a lane. Am I going to get in that depression lane or am I going to get in that happy lane? Because you seem like when you're in the depression that lane is. I mean, it's cloudy, but you're going to walk down. But the lane
it's the long road.
Right, but the lane that's clear, the lane that got you to where you are,
wide open.
Yeah, and it's you see both of them. Like which one? And I think it's tougher for men and fathers. Now, women, I get it. your journey has been your journey,
Yeah.
with all due respect. But the name of the show is In a Man's World.
Oh,
and we're going to talk about what we are going through as men.
Absolutely.
Because it seems like every time we try, I used to have a joke about how, you meet a girl and you say, well, my and then you explain to the girl about how, what's wrong? I'm sad. My mom's divorced my dad's alcoholic, and my cat just left me. Then I would say, and then as soon as you break up, I said, you would share all this stuff in love. Then as soon as you break up, they turn around on you. Well, your mama's alcoholic. Your daddy ain't no good. Your mama, so, and now it used to be a little different when you got it from the person that you loved and slept with or whatever.
But
that
can
was
I say this
direct
on
argument.
that part of your running your joke? My favorite part is when you say you take off your hair, your eyelashes, your lips, and everything. Tell me you want a real man.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to do that. Yeah. Now everybody does that joke. But that was, and it's funny because my buddy that I was talking to was talking about writing on the pen, the writing, because we were talking about the Mark Twain Awards, and they took his
in D.C.
Yeah, he was saying that that it was hard for them to find comedians to come out and represent him when he received his award. Because the ones that they were choosing did not represent him and would come out and say B-word, nasty, da-da-da.
Now, who is this again?
My friend.
Who's
That's easy. That's an easy one. The one who they took the...
Well, I thought the show might want to know.
Well, there's only one Mark Twain Award that was taken away.
You have to Google that.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a beautiful conversation because I'm at a point right now. I'm looking at. I love my son.
Yeah. Young Lou.
As if you don't know, Jeff loves his son. Mm-hmm. But my son is at a point that we got to. Hey, let's go, man. Let's get this together. Let's go. It's interesting because you want your child, male or female, but we're talking about boys and men, to function without a bunch of medication. Without, I mean, there's a lot of natural stuff that you can do. You get your endorphins going in your brain, and don't get me wrong, depression is real.
Yeah.
But are we going to keep medicating ourselves? So I had a friend who sits to my right, your left, people. And it was interesting because I had been reaching out to him. You haven't seen him in a couple weeks. So I'm like, hey, where is he? So I text him, no reply. Call him, no reply. I drive by to his club. I'll see him. I'm like, all right, well, there he is. So then about a week went by and I hadn't heard from him. So I was like, Coach was like, you should go see him. Now, that's what women do.
Yeah.
Men, you got to do what you got to do, man. So, and then I started thinking about how long our friendship has been. Yeah. And I'm like, first I was thinking about too much gas to ride to his house.
Wow, see? That's where your friendship lies right there.
But I pushed that aside. I pushed aside all the things that would
fought through it.
That would make me not go.
Right.
That whole man thing. He's strong, he can handle it. Men don't do that.
Okay.
So I then decided, all right, how are you going to go check on him? Now, so the first time I drove by and I saw his car, I got out and I touched the hood. Yeah. You know why I touched the hood?
Yeah, see if it's warm.
Yeah. For you young people don't know that, or if you thinking your girl's messing around or your boy's messing around, they went somewhere.
It's called stalking.
Yes, just check the hood, and then you'll know, okay, this car has been here for a while. So it was kind of cold, so I'm like, all right, and I left. And then finally he got to me, he's like, no, that's your boy.
Oh, wow.
That's your boy of over 30-something years. Okay.
Did you make a U-turn?
No, I went and got something to eat first.
Oh, yeah.
I get my priorities straight. I had to have strength.
Yeah, you going
I
to
didn't know
stomach.
I didn't know what I was going into, so I, couldn't get there and all that, and we talk and have a great conversation.
You make a U-turn.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I'm hungry. That would be kind of bad. Yo, man, I'm depressed. Life's going rough. He's sitting there talking to me, then my stomach's growling. I'm like, look, man, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah.
So
you could have brought him a chicken sandwich.
I did, but he's picky eater, man.
Well,
That dude is all plain. Yeah, you're right, all plain. So I knock on the door. I know his door is open, so it's just the gate.
You got permission to say this story?
No, but I'm telling it anyway.
Oh, excuse me.
Because I love him, and that's my boy. And he's done. Okay, let's get this right. Before I tell that, he did the same thing for me.
Absolutely.
When I was going through what I was going through at my crib,
Right.
and I was in my attic at a low point in my life.
Right. I remember.
Okay, and
You wear the
homie came up.
nightgown? Yeah.
No,
Bad.
I had no nightgown on. I had a onesie on
The feet in.
all day. So, so he came up to the attic,
Okay.
checked me,
Right.
and made me look at myself, and then he left.
Right.
And I never forgot that. So, because this was someone that
Absolutely.
I wanted not to see me in that light.
Right.
And it's interesting when someone sees you in a light you don't want them to see you in.
Right.
It's much more painful when someone, your parents or whatever, see you at a low point.
Absolutely.
Or your friend or your wife or ex.
Yeah.
So you, as a man, you really never want someone to see you at your low point.
Someone close.
Someone close.
Right.
Who can call you on your BS.
Right.
You know, and you can't say, F you never loved me. Yeah. So all that was going through my head of I need to go check on my boy. So I go to the door. The boy answers the door. I really don't know exactly who he is. Then I figure it out because he's like, hey, you know, me and your son become best friends. And then I realize that's who he is. Like, okay, cool. Then my homie is sitting on the couch. So I walk in the house. He said, what's up? He extends his fist. I pound him, and I turn around and walk out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
To me, that was enough.
Yeah. You did your welfare check.
Now, I'm be honest. I wanted to say to him, I love you.
Yeah.
It was mixed company. I didn't do it.
Okay.
But I was hoping he'd feel that, hey, this means I love you.
Yeah.
Me coming to check on you, me not saying anything,
Right.
me just giving you a pound, and hopefully you get why I came here.
Absolutely.
And so I thought that was, and it made me start thinking about where we are as men, and how it's just a crazy thing about there's so many men who are in pain.
Yeah.
Now, again, this is a man's world. We know, I don't want to hear this like women are in pain too and all that. We're not talking about you. We're talking about us.
Hello.
Because at one point, I think we need to start focusing on us.
Okay, let's go.
And we need to start challenging each other in a different way without women with their input.
Yeah. Horse.
With them telling us, you know, well, yeah, no, it's different. We are different. Men and women are different. Okay. We function different. Different things are expected of us in society.
Absolutely.
We have to do.
Absolutely.
We can't yell anymore. We can't scream. We're angry.
Toxic.
Yeah.
What?
But we're in pain too. And a lot of my buddies, I know, and it's just amazing when you think about how many men have lost their, and now when I came in earlier, I said sons, and you said, what about their daughters?
Right.
And I'm like, you're right. But it's your child, nothing like losing your child.
Absolutely.
But what we're focusing on fathers who have lost their sons.
Okay.
And what that's doing to them, what it's done to them, maybe there's a why not? And there's different things that happen. Some are murdered, some die of medical reasons, some just strip themselves of everything and say, I'm just going to be
self-inflicted.
Yes.
Yeah. It runs the gamut.
And then when we talk about suicide, don't forget that number is 988. 988 if you are feeling any kind of way. 988. So, and I'm right there. I don't know how you fight through yours. I look at you and I see someone that knows the streets, but also knows the academic side, that you're a well-rounded person, because we never are able to read you as opposed to happiness, sad, or in the middle. You always seem like you're in the middle.
You have to be.
I don't think I've ever seen you threaten someone.
Well, you're not supposed to be around when that happens.
Or yell at someone.
You ain't supposed to be around when that happens.
Okay, but I've been around you enough to know that it should have happened, but you didn't.
Right.
What? Why? How do you control that?
You just have to.
No, and I'm saying that coming from where you come from, the streets. I know that's not all of you.
No, I'm saying like when we was on tour and we was going to that club, and my man wanted me to take my hat off.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna leave. We ain't gotta go through all this. But then he tried to take my hat. We almost got into it.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah.
And your thing was, I'm out. We're out.
Yeah.
We don't need this.
Yeah, I don't. Y'all can go have a good time. I can go somewhere else.
But we were not leaving you. Well, Speedy was.
No.
Speedy was going in.
Those some big girls is right
Yeah,
there.
Speedy was going in.
But you know,
so,
it's just times when it's needed, then you got to go. But other than that, you just,
So if he had snatched your hat and slapped you, it would have been a different reaction.
Yeah, we would have went all the way there. But,
Yeah. So, wow. I try to avoid conflict. I like the other person to do it so I can tell on them. I'm a teller.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah.
But so first of all, I want to shout out to all the men who are fighting the good fight.
Who cares?
And I know you have to dig deep, and that's true. You have to keep digging to find something that allows you to go the next day. Because you got to get up and go. Because the funny thing about it, funny and tragic thing about it is that if you don't, the world's going to keep going.
Absolutely.
And nobody's stopping.
Absolutely.
I mean, you look at all the tragedies that have happened, people still get up and go do what they got to do.
But more or less in that order with the family and everything, it's just like the destruction of the financial situation. You just raising prices and people have families.
Right.
That could put a stress and a strain. And then with the child, they want. They're not tripping on what it costs. I just need it.
And that is amazing because when we were growing up, the things that our parents were able to do and pull out, the Christmas, Thanksgiving, the joy that they allowed us to have. And I'm sure with all the pain and challenges that came along with that, they kept that in the room.
But here's the thing, LD. We were on a time schedule with it. Christmas was this time. Mm-hmm. They want it every day.
Good point. Good point. That what young people say, that part. Yeah, and I think that's that's part of the challenge of parenting and living is they want it every day, and you hear parents say, I have no time for me.
None.
Because our parents took that, they had the dinner parties where they used to listen to some good music. Right. Sundays, you didn't mess with them on Sundays, okay? Right. Saturday, you go do what you want because they were going to clean and cook to make sure that they had Sunday dinner and the rest of the week meals.
Because I'm telling this young lady, I said, look, you have to go to the eye appointment when you want to be blind.
Right.
She running around, I got to go to there. Okay.
You're right. And when we were growing up, there's no point. That's where you're going.
That's where you're going.
Because I can't, and that was I can't take off from work next week when you think I can. Right, so we're going today if you want your eye fixed.
Today.
Or you can be like John over there that only got one eye.
Right.
They used to give you examples like that.
And the glasses. Yeah.
But I mean, you hear and read so much about how that back then was bad parenting. I mean, the getting whipped with extension cords and all that was maybe extreme, but then again, it made you say Mr. and Mrs. and you didn't say what, and you didn't talk back.
That's what I'm saying. You're getting in trouble all during the summer. You're just getting in trouble. You're
right.
getting whoopings, you're getting beatings and all that, but I got Christmas coming. If I could just hang on, all this going to be out of the window, it's going to be gone away. But they want it every day. Yeah, we was on the schedule.
Right. Yeah, you're right. They wanted they want my attention because there were certain times you knew not to bother your mom or dad or whoever was raising you.
Absolutely.
You knew. You would even tell your friends, no, don't. You can't go in there yet. Why? Because man, my house is not built like that.
Like you said, the door is always open, but this day the door is closed.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And you would tell your friends certain things they weren't allowed to do in your house. Yeah. Hey man, can I get some water? No man, you can't. You gotta go in the kitchen. You can't go in the refrigerator.
Jumping in the house. We got a cake in the oven.
Yeah. You can't. What do you mean? Can I get some ice? Nah, man. Nah.
It's on lockdown.
Yeah, we can't. No, that ice.
Ain't no roaming around right now.
Right. Because if they heard that,
who in my kitchen?
Right. Remember that? Yeah. If they heard certain things that you got. Yeah. Right. Right.
Who in there cracking ice?
And your grandmother's house and kitchen, the hallway used to be so dark getting in. It would be like a dark hallway, but you get into the light of the kitchen. Right. You get into the light of the living room. But they didn't keep lights on. Like now the whole house is bright.
What can I say this? This is like, one of the birthday sleepovers. So you got the birthday cake, but you got the house cake. Mm-hmm. It's lemon, whatever your favorite is, and it's in the glass dish.
Oh, yeah.
Now you got to be 007 to get the top off without making no noise.
Oh, yeah, and without having the icing hit the side of it. Man, you had to be, we were taught to sneak things.
Engineering.
Yeah.
Engineering. That's for real.
Yeah, even to the point of wetting your washcloth so they think you washed up.
I'm talking about when that fresh red velvet cake
Oh, shout out, rest in power to the baker.
To the baker.
Yeah. So,
man, when it's in that glass case, like you see, you don't want to get that icing on there, boy. It's a mission.
hey, what's up, Stacey McClain?
What?
You got to call her, Stacey. See, Stacey McClain.
Very talented writer.
Yes, Stacey. You got to every time I turn around, she's in another country.
Yeah.
So the number is what's the number?
For what?
323. This is when we need Jeff.
All she gotta do.
323-815. Okay, 323-81.
You gotta change the color.
32. Yeah, I can't. 323-815. There you go. 4204. Okay. 323-815.
Put something dark behind it.
4204. Hilarious. Well, Stacey, please call us so we can talk to you about how great you are, and see if you're still with your boyfriend.
Oh, there you go.
What's the over and under? Think she's still? Hey, to see if you got that Lonnie Love pull.
Wow, you going deep.
Well, no, because Lonnie Love, that little white boy. And I don't know if they're still together. But I mean, what can you do? I don't know. We just got to be. So that's my story. So Jeff is doing better. He's good. I don't know. Like you said, we don't know what Dannon is. So, and Jeff is strong.
Chicago.
So, this is what I've been watching the Chris Rock show.
Okay.
Chris Spencer was on there way back when he first got fired from Vibe. He came on, and Chris was talking to him about it.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because like Chris right now can say those same jokes that he did on the Chris Rock show that would kill.
Yeah.
But his rhythm, and I was studying his rhythm.
Yeah, Chris was sweating back there. He was going up against a whole bunch of competition.
Yeah. And it was interesting watching the guys, because that was like in 2000, 97. It was 97, 98, those 5 years. And he had Martin Lawrence on it, who had just blown up. And it was interesting watching those guys come on as stars. Like they were equals with Chris. Because first Martin, and he came out. It's funny how people come out as stars.
That's what I'm talking about, the competition.
Yeah, because Bernie Mac came out and Jamie Foxx.
Absolutely.
I mean, those were the guys that.
Tommy Davidson,
D.L. Hughley.
Absolutely.
I mean, those guys, Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
I mean, those were the guys that were in our group.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow. So, I mean, for people like James Hanna and others, rest in power, all those people that come out here and be able to make a living, Buddy Lewis.
Damon Wayans.
He was in our, I mean, just, wow. Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
So, and this is all shout out to everyone for Black History Month. Too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Muse told me let's shout out all these great comics, and then still living with the legacy because Eddie Murphy wasn't and Arsenio weren't that far. They were just killing it. So they were in that mix too.
But Eddie Murphy was just
Eddie Murphy's just the GOAT.
He was just the Mount Rushmore by itself.
Yeah, he was
absolutely.
He was beyond funny. Yeah. He was gave us a better understanding of
when he had to
why
sit
Richard
down
Pryor
with the
was
interview with Barbara Walters when he told her he had 22 speakers in the Porsche.
Oh, really? I did.
Oh, man. See, Murph.
Eddie Murphy was
Mount Rushmore.
He was it. Shout out to him. And then, raising his family. 10 kids.
Absolutely.
That's making a statement. And then you had Tracy Morgan. I mean, you had the East Coast guys. Right. It was a guy Jeff hated called Talent.
New York.
Yeah. Wow. Hamburger.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony. I don't know how to say Tony's last name, but he's out of Memphis. He's on tour with D.C. Curry. Ludville or something like that. Very talented. Eddie Griffin. Wow. Who was doing tours with Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
And Dice Clay.
Yeah.
He was in arenas before anybody else was in arenas. Wow.
Yeah.
Sinbad.
Absolutely.
Tommy Davidson was a beast.
He's a beast.
He was a beast.
His first special in D.C., that's
right.
That's legendary.
Yeah. Then he came to me and said, "Hey, yo, I'm doing my next one in Philly. Your hometown." All right. Now I was waiting for the rest. You want to come open?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but D.C. was legendary.
Yes. So I'm Lewis Dix.
TDP.
And we're trying to. Our producer's getting us to stay on track. So I did the thing. It says you got to do your topic, which I didn't want to.
Oh, she got on you.
Yeah, she sent me a text. And what's funny is It says a commercial break, but there's no time in a commercial break. That's funny. And oh, okay, all right. Well, hey, she had to reply. I was just saying it.
Let's just keep
Oh,
you
you
on
know
track.
what? No, you know what it is. I'm in Dana's seat. That makes her neck hurt.
Oh.
But I also had a interesting week. I have it's a couple little kids that I who are like, I guess, I don't know what grade they're in. They're like little kids, maybe first or second grade.
Elementary.
Second graders. They don't know. One is kind of an athlete. I kind of work these kids out, right?
Okay.
And one's not a nerd. So I don't know how the parents. One of the big wigs at Harvard Westlake asked me to. He said, "You'd be a perfect guy to help these little kids. The parents are nervous and all that."
Oh, wow.
So I was like, "All right, why not? I'll do it." So, and one kid is straight nerd. Another kid is kind of athletic, but I never see the daddy. The one that's a nerd has the daddy, but I never seen the mama. Okay. And the daddy was a nerd growing up. And the one that has just the mama, he's kind of athletic. He always beats.
Right.
When we're practicing and doing all this stuff. So yesterday or Sunday, the kid has a meltdown. The kid that's nerdy. He beats me in everything. He beats me in baseball. Beats me in soccer. He beats me in anything. And I was like, okay. I said, hold up. See, hold up. Now calm down. And the mom and dad are there. Listen. I said, hold up. Calm down. First of all, that's not true. You won the first game we played. Yeah, okay, so what you're saying is not true. He doesn't always beat you. You just want us to feel a certain way, and that's not fair to us. I'm talking about us to the people who love you. Okay? Your dad, her, your best buddy, and I like you. I don't know you well enough to love you yet, but I love that you're a human. I said, but for you to tell us and you're crying just so we can all react, no, it's not fair. You have to just keep working harder. There's some things that you do well that he doesn't do well, but we don't yell that you're doing it well and he's not. That's not fair.
You're doing it to yourself.
Yeah, I said, then I throw in the thing I always throw in. I said, do you know who Kobe Bryant is? Yeah. No, do you know who Michael Jordan is? Yeah. I said, yeah, he's considered the best basketball player in the world. Do you know when he was 10 years old? No, it was Kobe. I'm sorry. Kobe. I said, Kobe, yeah. I said, you know when Kobe was 10 years old, he played in the league just like you, and he didn't score a point the whole year. Yeah. No, yeah. And you know what his dad said to him? It's okay, I love you as long as you're a good person. Yeah. And then the dad's like, oh, thank you so much. And I wanted to slap him. Because I'm like, I shouldn't have to say that to your son. Okay? You should be telling him, you've let him get to the point where he blames everybody else for him being skinny. Yeah. And fragile. And I wanted to say to the dad, listen, you're with your son every day. Are you in the room doing push-ups with him? Just so he can see his body develop. No. You're putting it on the world to treat him a certain way and with his insecurities. Right. That's not fair to me. I know I'm not supposed to bully him or anything, but so I'm not supposed to win either? Right. That's where we are with these parents and these kids. My kid is not supposed to be the best.
Good point.
He has to throw it to your son who he knows not going to make the shot. Right. Or not even care about making the shot. That's not fair. So it's just so funny how as men, you have to pull back so much to the guy that's weaker. But when it comes to academics, nobody's sitting there certain things with my son. I should be doing better. But I feel like I did well when it came to the younger version of Lou. Right. I now have to up my parenting for the older version of Lou. I'm falling short of that. Okay. Because there's some truth that I need to tell him that I'm trying to figure out how to tell him because he can not saying it's right or wrong, but he's going to always say, what did you do to complete this with our family? Right. And now so I have to take the hit of saying, I got to say this to you. We're going to make a change here. Now, people always say that the person has to make the change themselves. Right. True. Right. But you can come and demand them to do it every day because that's what a good woman does.
I'll say this, Lou.
Partner does.
When you have that eye-to-eye conversation with them, then text it to them. You know what I mean? Read what I said, you know?
That's the interesting thing. Yeah,
complete the program.
So that's where I am. And I have to muster up the strength to better, like where Jeff can do that.
Right.
He can straight up tell his son, this is the truth, this is what you got to do, you got to do this step, da-da-da-da-da. Right. I'm a punk when it comes to that. Mm-hmm. And I have to have help and get better at it. Okay. And that's part of the reason why his mom works on one half, because she's I don't want to use the word cruel, but she's
corporate.
Yes. And I'm artistic.
Well,
you say more autistic.
Yeah, helmet.
So that's what, and for those men out there, and I keep saying this, women, I don't want to hear all that BS. For the men out there, I feel you. We feel you. Give us a call. Let us know where you feel you can be better as a dad or husband or just a male human being, if you can say that now, if that's your pronoun. And let us know some of the things that changes you might have made or the decisions that you had to make. And if it went left or right or straight down the middle.